I always thought family was the one thing you could count on in this world, especially out here in the rugged beauty of Colorado's Front Range. My name is Emily Hayes, and at 34, I'd carved out a life that felt solid, like the Rocky Mountains themselves. Every morning, I'd wake up in my cozy Denver condo, the kind with high ceilings and a balcony that caught the sunrise over the peaks, and I'd feel that quiet satisfaction of having made it on my own. Not bad for a girl who grew up sharing a bunk bed with her little sister in a dusty ranch house outside Colorado Springs. I worked as a senior financial advisor at Rocky Mountain Investments, a small firm in downtown Denver handling portfolios for local ranchers and tech startups. The job meant crunching numbers until my eyes blurred, navigating market swings that could wipe out a family's legacy. But it paid well, 6 figures, and gave me the respect I'd chased since I was a kid scraping by on my parents' modest income. My colleagues knew me as the one who double-checked every detail, who stayed late to ensure clients' futures were secure. Reliable Emily, the fixer. That condo was my pride and joy. 3rd floor, 2 bedrooms, granite counters, and a view of the city lights twinkling against the foothills. I'd scrimped for years to afford the down payment, skipping ski trips while friends splurged on lift passes, driving an old Ford pickup instead of something flashy. When I closed on it, I sat on the empty floor and let the tears come. It symbolized everything: security, achievement, freedom from the hand-to-mouth existence I'd known growing up. My credit cards mirrored that discipline, a Capital One venture with a $40,000 limit, though I kept balances low, paying them off like clockwork. Money management was my mantra, drilled in from watching my folks juggle bills. Dad ran a feed store in the Springs. Mom was a nurse at the local clinic, good, hardworking people, but with a weakness that ran deep. And that weakness had a name: Sarah. Sarah was my sister, 3 years younger, 31 now. But our parents treated her like she was still the wide-eyed kid who needed shielding from every storm. While I was burning the midnight oil through college, she was flunking out after a semester, claiming the classes stifled her free spirit. As I climbed the ladder in finance, she hopped from gig to gig, waitressing at diners, clerking at tourist shops, each ending because the vibe wasn't right or the boss was too demanding. Our family roles were etched in stone early on. I was the steady one, expected to succeed without a safety net, to handle my own messes. Sarah was the dreamer, the sensitive soul who got endless second chances. Straight A's for me, par for the course. A passing grade for her? Ice cream celebration. I'd spent sessions with my therapist, Dr. Ellis, unpacking the knot of resentment tangled with love. They're not cruel, Emily, he'd say. Just flawed. They give what they can, uneven as it is.
이대노다.
Tried to make peace. I visited for holidays, kept calls light, sent checks for birthdays. But inside, the imbalance gnawed at me. Last Thanksgiving, at the old ranch house with its creaky porch and scent of pine, Sarah had just quit another job, a barista gig where she'd apparently clashed with negative energy. She needed rent money again. The table went quiet. Mom's eyes pleading. Dad fidgeting with his napkin. Sarah looking expectant. Emily's killing it in Denver, Mom said softly. That condo must be something else. I set my fork down. Appetite gone. I'm not bailing her out again, Mom. The air thickened. Sarah's eyes narrowed, a flicker I dismissed as hurt. I wasn't asking, she snapped, voice laced with honeyed venom. Must be nice, though, being so above it all. That glance at my purse as I checked my phone, the way her gaze lingered on my wallet when I paid for gas on the drive back, warning signs I ignored, too weary from the old patterns to see the new threat. The signs had piled up like snowdrifts in a blizzard. Sarah's cycle was predictable. Land a job through mom's connections. Last a few months. Then implode. Always someone else's fault. A jealous coworker. A rigid manager. Never hers. Our parents swallowed it whole. Sarah's just wired differently, Mom would say. She feels the world more intensely. What she felt most, it seemed, was a right to what others earned. Family gatherings grew strained. I started begging off, blaming work deadlines that were only partly true. But Mom persisted. Her calls laced with updates on Sarah's latest woes, the leaky roof on her rental, the truck that conked out, the doctor bills for some nebulous anxiety that demanded pricey holistic treatments. We pitch in what we can, she'd sigh. But with Dad's arthritis acting up, and you doing so well, family sticks together.
Eminência.
I'd helped before, thousands wired for repairs. Classes she never finished. Each time with strings, last time, or pay me back, each ignored. The final straw hit in early January. Mom called. Voice breaking. Sarah faced eviction, $2, $500 due, or she'd be homeless. I can't keep this up, I said, staring at my savings app. The nest egg for a cabin getaway. She has to stand on her own. How can you turn your back? Mom's tone sharpened. She's blood. And I'm not? When had Sarah ever lifted a finger for me? But arguing was futile. I held firm. Sarah wasn't evicted. Money materialized. Probably from their meager savings. Texts cooled. Sarah unfollowed me on Instagram. Mom's calls turned clipped. Then, late January. A stormy Wednesday. Sarah called. Voice small and trembling.
Em.
Sorry to bug you late. Can I stay at your place tonight? Just one night. What about your rental? I asked, already sensing I'd relent. That's the trap of being the rock. You can't switch off the protector mode. I'm crashing with a buddy. But things got heated with her roommate. It's scary. I need somewhere safe. Safe. She knew my soft spot. One night, I said. Big client meeting tomorrow. Up at dawn. I'll be invisible, she promised. She arrived looking rattled. Mascara streaked, clutching her beat-up bag. For a second, she was the kid sister I defended from school bullies. And my walls cracked. Thanks, she murmured, sounding real. I fixed up the guest room, brewed herbal tea from my stash. We skipped the heavy stuff. Just binge-watched old westerns like back in the day. Munching trail mix. It felt almost normal. Gotta crash. I yawned finally. Meeting's crucial. Knock 'em dead, she said. You always do. I popped my usual sleep aid. Stress from work had me relying on it, and hit the sack. Phone charging bedside. Purse on the hook. No lock on my door. Never needed one. This was my haven. At 2 a.m., as the pill dragged me under, my haven shattered. Inside, doubt swirled. Was letting her in a mistake? But blood called, and I silenced the voice. The sleep aid hit like a freight train that night, maybe from the emotional drain of having Sarah under my roof, or the looming meeting where I'd pitch a major green energy fund to rancher clients wary of change. Denver's city hum faded as I sank deep, the room bathed in moonlight filtering through half-drawn blinds. My phone glowed softly on the nightstand, purse dangling nearby, wallet peeking out. At 2:15 a.m., the guest door creaked. Sarah patted in silently. Phone light dimmed under her palm. She knew I slept like the dead. Family camping trips had proven that. But the pill made me oblivious. She paused at my threshold, watching my steady breaths. On my desk, pitch notes scattered, charts on sustainable ranching, projections for returns amid droughts. But Sarah's eyes weren't on that. She eased my wallet free, snapping pics of each card: venture, backup Amex, debit, methodical, like she'd practiced. This wasn't her usual chaos, it was calculated. Then, the phone. She unplugged it gently, held it to my face. Face ID clicked open in the glow. She added her own face as alternate, clever trick I'd never considered. Notifications silenced for banks. Emails forwarded to a dummy account she controlled. Passwords next, screenshots from my manager app, banking,
Socials.
even work logins. Her efficiency stunned me later. She'd planned this.
School d'online forum.
Timed it. Those distracted family dinners. Her scrolling, researching how to gut me. By 2:45. Phone back. Cable curved just so. Wallet replaced. She slipped out. But the real raid started in the guest room. VPN on. She accessed my accounts from her laptop. Codes hit my email. She snagged and deleted them. First-class flight to Vegas. $2,800. Departing dawn.
Then,
A suite at the Bellagio. $3,500 for the week. Shopping spree. Online orders from high-end sites. Shipped to the hotel, boots, jewelry, spa gear. Spread across cards. Under fraud radars. $1,200 here. $1,800 there. By 4 a.m., $12,000 gone. She vanished at 5:30, leaving a note. Thanks for the spot.
sis.
Early shift. Fingers crossed.
Love ya.
Irony bit hard later. An early shift, while fleeing with my cash. Alarm blared at 6.
Groggy.
I spotted the note. Felt a flicker of hope. Maybe she was turning it around. Showered. Grabbed coffee. Checked phone for market updates.
Then,
A rogue alert. $2,800 charge at 2:48 a.m.? My stomach dropped. Calls to banks confirmed the nightmare. Charges piling up. Accounts compromised. Panic surged. Who?
how? Then,
The note's cheer mocked me.
Sarah.
My mind raced. Her rattled arrival. The tea. The one night. Had she drugged me?
No.
But she'd exploited my trust. I called work. Postponed the pitch. First time ever. Then,
Police.
Detective Lisa Torres at Denver PD listened patiently. Family, she asked. I nodded.
Tough.
But we'll build the case. Document everything. Inside. Turmoil boiled. How could she? The sister I'd bandaged knees for. Shared secrets with. Betrayal clawed deep. I'd given shelter. She'd seen vulnerability as opportunity. Resentment I'd buried resurfaced. Years of being the giver. Her the taker. Was this payback for my success? Sarah's Vegas post started. Poolside selfies in designer shades. Caption. Living my best life. Thanks for the push. Universe. My blood boiled. I screenshotted. Forwarded to Torres. A text from her. Hey sis. Feeling renewed. We good. Audacity fueled my rage. Parents called. Mom. Sarah's in Vegas. Says she needed a break. You okay? I spilled it. Silence. Must be a mix-up. Dad. She's struggling.
Eminencia.
Don't jump to conclusions. Their denial stung worse than the theft. Always her defender. I changed locks. Passwords. Froze credit. But the inner storm raged. Was I too hard?
No.
This was theft. Identity fraud, felonies under Colorado law. Torres confirmed. Strong case for grand theft.
Wire fraud.
But family cases often went to mediation. Sarah's spree continued remotely. More charges, totaling $15,000. She blew it on luxuries while I fought banks for reversals. A beachy selfie text. Vaki vibes. We're square now. Right? Square? She'd shattered trust. Confrontation brewed. Uncle Mike, Dad's brother, a retired sheriff, called. Stand firm.
Kid.
We've enabled her too long. His support anchored me amid parents' pleas. Drop it. For us. But inside, doubt whispered. Maybe talk it out?
No.
This was war. The days blurred into a haze of paperwork and phone calls. My Denver condo feeling less like home, more like a fortress.
I poured over statements.
Tracing every charge, the flight, the suite, the spree at Vegas outlets. Metadata from her posts pinned her there, geotags. Timestamps aligning perfectly. Torres praised the dossier. This is prosecutor-ready. But the emotional toll mounted. Nights, I'd stare at the ceiling. Replaying childhood, Sarah's tantrums excused. My efforts overlooked. Why me? Success as sin? Resentment twisted into self-doubt. Had I flaunted it? Pushed her away?
Dr.
Ellis urged. You're not the villain. Boundaries aren't betrayal. Sarah tried damage control.
Ako.
It was a mistake. This guy Jake pressured me. He had dirt on me. Jake, a shady ex from her bar days. With a rap sheet for scams. He threatened exposure. Transparent lies. File a report then, I said coldly. Can't, because it's you. She blocked me after that. Parents ramped up. Mom's tears over the phone. She's broken.
Eminencia.
Can't you forgive? Dad, family doesn't drag each other through courts. Their words echoed old patterns. I the fixer. They the enablers. But this time, I resisted. She stole while I slept. That's not family, that's crime. Work suffered. The pitch I delayed went okay. But my focus frayed. Boss pulled me aside. Whatever's eating you, channel it. I did, into evidence. Torres updated. Jake's involved. Conspiracy angle strengthens it. Warrant possible. Family pressure peaked at a welcome back barbecue at the ranch. Sarah returned broke. Jake vanished with half the loot. Aunt Clara invited me unwittingly via text. I unblocked Mom. I'll come. Let's talk. Her joy, knew you'd soften. I prepared like a trial. Binder of proof, logs. Statements.
Posts.
Arrived in my sharpest blazer. The one for client closings. Ranch yard packed with kin. Sarah center stage. Spinning victim tales in a dress bought on my dime. Conversation halted as I entered.
Sarah. I'm sorry.
Jake forced me. I cut in. Before the act. See this. Laid out the binder. Face ID at 2:31 a.m. Your addition. No force.
Gasps.
Flight in your name. Selfie gloating. Room tensed. Mom. Not here.
Eminencia.
You threw a party for her. Sarah cracked. You always had it easy.
Perfect life.
Looking down. I earned it. You took because you could. Chaos erupted, arguments. Sides taken. I called Torres. She's here. Officers arrived. Sarah cuffed amid screams. Mom. How could you? Inside. Guilt flickered. Was this too far? But her hatred as they led her away. You'll regret this.
No.
She'd regret. Arrest made news locally. Family drama in the Springs. Charges. Identity theft. Grand larceny. Bail denied initially. Parents mortgaged the ranch for her lawyer. I refused pleas. But doubt grew. Jail? For blood? Pretrial dragged. My life a whirlwind of depositions and therapy. Denver's spring blooms mocked my inner winter.
Torres, da Ofersplea, probation.
Restitution. Parents begged. Take it.
Eminência.
She's changed. But change? Her jail calls were manipulative. I miss you. This is breaking me. Inside. Conflict raged. Revenge felt hollow.
Dr.
Ellis. What do you want? Justice or healing? Healing. For all. I visited Sarah in county jail, sterile room. Her face gaunt. Why? I asked. Tears. Jealousy ate me. You succeeded, I failed. Felt owed. Honesty pierced. But I love you. We talked hours, childhood wounds, uneven love. She admitted planning with Jake, but regret consumed her. I'll make it right. I softened. Testified for leniency. She's my sister. Needs help. Not just punishment. Judge opted for diversion, counseling, restitution plan. No record, if completed. Sarah released to parents. Mandated therapy.
Réconciliation tentative.
Family sessions unpack dynamics. Parents' favoritism. My resentment. Mom, we failed you both. Dad, proud of you.
Eminência.
Sorry, we didn't show it. Sarah worked a steady job at Dad's store, paying back monthly. Months passed, the Rockies shifting from green to gold. Restitution checks arrived, small, steady. Sarah's therapy unearthed addictions, leading to rehab. I visited. Our talks raw. I violated your trust, she said. Unforgivable. Forgivable, I replied. If you change. Family barbecues returned. Lighter. Parents balanced praise. I shared successes without guilt. Sarah thrived, promoted, dating healthily. Jake arrested separately. One evening, at the ranch, Sarah handed a check, full amount, plus interest. Tears flowed. Thanks for second chance. We hugged. Wounds healing. Lesson learned. Family's messy, but forgiveness rebuilds stronger. Blood can wound, but love mends. I found peace, not in revenge, but redemption. We're closer now. Scars a reminder. Trust rebuilds through accountability and grace.